Oscar, I'm gonna need you to get out so I can show them the crate. Come on, get out. Come on, get out. Good boy. It's a nice sunny day today. Thought it was a good chance to get out and make a quick video of our bike setup and some of the gear we use. I'm just going to find a nice quiet spot. Alright Oscar, I might let you out. What do you reckon? Let's get you out. Alright. Come on. I must say, it is nice having him help me up the climbs, especially with such a heavy loaded bike. I'm so glad that winter is ending. We're in spring, but in Melbourne we still get a lot of cold days in spring. So finally some sunshine. So there's this little spot I found here, which I don't think anyone uses, so it should be perfect. How good is this? It's the same spot I filmed that other video. I think right here should do. Oh, I know. Okay, so this is the bike. It's an Omnium Cargo bike, and this is the version 3, I believe. Now, the way I ended up getting this bike was, there's a guy I follow on YouTube and Instagram. His name is John, and he's bikepacks around the world with his dog Mira. I'll put a link in the description. The bike that they ride is a Salsa Black Barrow, which is essentially a long tail mountain bike. Essentially the rear end is a bit longer, and he has a basket back here for Mira. Because it's longer, it's much more stable because the basket sits over the rear wheel. On a normal bike it feels horrible if you put your dog on the back because of the weight. Now, I did try to find a Salsa Black Barrow. In Australia, they are extremely hard to find. So I was looking online, and then on Instagram, I ended up seeing someone with their dog with one of these, and that's how I stumbled onto this Omnium. I do like actually that the dog is on the front, so I can always see Oscar, make sure he's safe, unlike the rear where I always would have to look back. That was the main reason I went with this bike, and surprisingly, it rides super well. It's nice and long, as you can see, so it's super stable on the downhills. Obviously the bike is heavier, but you've got a dog on it anyway, so I don't think weight's not much of a concern. I'll start sort of with the front. The way I've set it up is I've got a cargo cage here, so I can run whatever you really like to strap on. I like to strap on extra water on here when we go camping. The light I've got on here is just an old giant light that's mounted to the tray. Fits nicely and looks pretty sleek underneath there. The tyre setup that I have gone for this is more of a mountain bike setup, so I've got a 2.2 Mezcal in the rear, and then I've got a 1.9 inch Barzo in the front. So I found these tyres to be great, very puncture proof. The way I've set the front end of the bike up is I've had a few different crates on here, but I found this one seems to be the best for Oscar. It's a nice snug fit, so when he lays down he doesn't move anywhere. I've used some pool noodle around all sides to make it more comfortable for him. But the great part having this clear is, yeah, you can add more stuff on here, but it allows Oscar to jump on and off the tray easily. Another thing that I hang off here, this is his rec specs. These provide him sun protection and wind. So when we're riding on gravel roads, you really got to protect their eyes. This is just a little mount that I've made to hold a selfie stick. Up top, I'm running a Wahoo bolt. I've really found it good, works well. I've upgraded the brakes on this one, so I've got some XT 4-pot brakes just to give us extra braking power, which I found really good. A quad lock mount. This is just a jaw for my DJI Osmo action camera. I have a little Mira here. It's pretty pointless, you can't see anything. The bag setup that I found works nicely is I have 2 feed bags. That's my water, and then I've got Oscar's water on the other side. The sides are handy. I've got sunscreen, some extra lube, a clean cloth, Oscar's poop bags on the side there. The frame bag is a Revelate Designs. This holds a bunch of stuff, which is handy. Apogura top tube bag. I've had this forever. It's a great bag. I've used it for years and years and it hasn't worn out at all, which is amazing. Coming onto the rear, this is an Apogura accessory bag. This is actually supposed to go on your handlebars, but I've just sewn on some Velcro straps on here and found it awesome. Carry Oscar's bowl, some dog food, Oscar's paw protectors, that sort of stuff goes in there. And then this is just an old giant saddle bag, just keeps an extra tube in there. I have to carry 2 tubes because of the tyre size, so you've got a 20 in the front and a 29er on the rear. So another cargo cage here. I usually just carry water here. This is a 1 litre flask, so it's super handy to, especially when we're camping, you need water, so having multiple spots to carry water is super handy. We'll move on to the group set. The group set is a bit of a mishmash, so I've got a SRAM Force carbon crank on the front with a power meter. I just had the power meter. Do I need it? No. And then on the rear, I'm still running 11 speed, but with a Dior, which still gives us a 51 tooth, which is an awesome range, and it's super cheap to maintain. The cassette's cheap, the derailleur's cheap, so that's great. I've got some nice XT rotors and obviously the 4-pot XT brakes, as I mentioned. I'm just running some XT trail pedals. I find I like these, and you can get away riding non-clip-in shoes with them as well, which is good. Oscar, I'm gonna need you to get out so I can show them the crate. Come on, get out. Come on, get out. Good boy. So the crate setup is pretty simple. I mentioned the pool noodles, but inside I have 2 1 centimeter yoga mats that I've cut up to shape, and then I just have this blanket. The crate's also handy. I can put my tent poles in here or any other accessories that I need to. I've got a little lead that I've built for Oscar, so this just keeps him secure on there. What else? I think that's really it. The only other thing is this is a little clip where I tie Oscar's poop bags on when he's had a poo. And that's really it. So yeah, this is my Omnium Cargo. It's been honestly a super bike. Me and Oscar have had a blast riding everywhere, going on our little adventures. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. Oscar, hey, come here. Come here. Say goodbye to everyone, huh?